Hi, my name is Karen Kolbe and I'm coming to you as Mother Goose. I bring my friend Feathers. Feathers likes to listen to stories. I hope you do too. I like to read, and I read golden books, fairy tales, poems, and just fun children's stories. This one happens to be a little golden book, and it's called The Fox and the Hound, Hide and Seek. Here's the picture on the front. Here's the fox, and here is the hound. Let's see what they do. Todd was a lively young fox who lived on a farm. His friend Copper was a long-eared, big-footed hound pup who lived down the road. Todd and Copper did everything together. They swam in the pond. They chased chickens out of the barn. Here they are. They helped Boomer the woodpecker and Dinky the sparrow hunt for caterpillars. Sometimes they just sat and talked under the big oak tree and talked with Big Mama, the owl. Every day, as Todd watched Copper go home, he felt sad and empty inside. "Honey," said Big Mama, "that empty feeling is called being lonely." Here she is. One afternoon, when Copper came to play, Todd was tired of chasing chickens and looking for caterpillars and staying around the farm. "Let's go explore in the forest," he said. "That sounds like fun," said Copper. "I'll race you across the meadow." "You two ought to wait till tomorrow morning," Big Mama called after them. "It gets dark fast in the forest, and you might get lost." "Don't worry," Todd said. "We'll be careful," and off they ran. And here's Big Mama up in the tree, advising them to wait till tomorrow. It was cool and dim in the forest. The trees were close together, and their leafy branches shut out the sky. The only sounds were the chirping of birds and the rustling of small animals in the underbrush. "What a good place to play hide and seek," cried Todd. "Want to play, Copper? I'll hide and you look for me." "Okay," said Copper. "I'll find you too." Copper covered his eyes and started to count, while Todd looked for a place to hide. He's counting. "If I stay close by, he's sure to find me," Todd thought. So he ran past the trees and the mossy rocks and swam across a little stream. Then he ran some more. Finally, he stopped at a hollow tree stump. "This is the perfect place," he thought. "Copper will never find me here." He crawled into the stump and curled up. It was cozy and warm, and Todd was tired from all that running. Before he knew it, he was fast asleep. Here he is inside the hollowed-out tree. Meanwhile, Copper had finished counting and was looking for Todd. He put his nose to the ground, as hound dogs do, and he sniffed for Todd's scent. He sniffed at a clump of grass. There was a beating of wings, and a quail flew out. He sniffed at some dry leaves under a big beech tree. 2 squirrels jumped and ran up the tree. Here they go. He sniffed around a falling log, and a prickly porcupine rattled his quills at him. He didn't want to be disturbed, did he? At last, Copper picked up Todd's scent. He followed it to the stream, and he swam across. But when he got to the other side and started sniffing again, there was no trace of Todd. Copper began to get worried. "What if it gets dark before I can find Todd?" he thought. It was dark when Todd woke up. "Copper didn't find me," he thought as he climbed out of the tree stump. "Maybe he went home without me. I'll never be able to find my way home by myself." Todd was frightened. Suddenly he heard something move behind him. He turned around. 2 eyes gleamed in the darkness. "It must be a bear," Todd thought, trembling. "Oh, I wish Copper were here." He was so scared that he began to cry. "Todd, is that you?" a shaky little voice asked. "Copper!" he exclaimed. "You found me. I thought you were a bear." "Oh, I'm so glad I found you," Copper said. "I was frightened all by myself in the dark." "So was I," Todd said. "I thought you had gone home and left me here all alone." "I wouldn't do that," said Copper. "We're friends, and friends stick together and help each other out." And here they are. Oh, they're so happy to be together. Todd and Copper huddled close to each other to keep warm. "It's not so scary in the forest when you have a friend to keep you company," Todd said. "Everything's easier when you have a friend," said Copper. "Tomorrow morning we'll help each other find our way home." "No need to wait that long," said a voice above them. It was Big Mama the Owl. "I had a feeling you two might need some help," she said. "When you weren't back by sundown, I figured I'd better come looking for you." And here she is up on a tree branch. "We're glad you did," Big Mama Copper said. "Thank you." "Well, honey, you're my friends," said Big Mama. "Friends take care of each other. Now you just follow me, and I'll have you home in no time." When they were out of the forest and across the meadow, Todd and Copper started to say goodbye. "Copper, will we always be friends?" Todd asked. "Forever and ever," said Copper. "Maybe even longer than that." The little hound started down the road to his home. This time, Todd didn't feel a bit lonely as he watched Copper go. He knew that no matter how often Copper left, he'd always come back. After all, he was a friend, and that's what friends do. The end.